Hello, today we are going to be painting this colorful watercolor sunset. So grab your paint and paper and let's begin. First I have 140-pound paper here taped on all four corners. I like to use Strathmore watercolor paper, 140 pounds, and a little masking tape to go all the way around all four corners of the paper because we're going to be using a lot of water today and we need a heavy paper that can handle it. So first thing we're going to do is draw a horizon line. So I'm going to get a ruler out and about halfway up. I like a little more sky than I like sea, but that's my personal preference. So, but about halfway, make a faint line. Don't know if you guys can see that, but you just need to draw a line to, that you can see to help us keep our horizon line straight. Now we're going to get the paper wet. I'm going to wet my brush. And we're going to go in upward motions, wetting the top part of the paper. I'm going to get close to that horizon line, but I'm not going to touch it. So we're just going to wet the paper on the top. A little more. Want the paper to be shiny. We don't want the paper to have puddles in it where fish can swim, but a nice shiny paper. And we're going to go below that line as well. Again, not touching the horizon. Up close along the line, especially in the middle. Some there. And we're going to start first with some pink. I'm using quinacridone magenta today, but any pink will do. Get some pink out. I want a very light color pink, so I'm going to thin it out. And then going to, let me check and see there's a good color. And I'm going to just brush radials out from our center. And we're going to do the same thing below. Just going to loosely go back and forth, especially on the sides with some pink. We'll be adding more on later. And now I'm going to rinse my brush. We're going to get into the yellow. A little yellow out. And we're going to go in between those radials, adding some yellow. We'll get a little more yellow out. We're going to go along the bottom, especially the middle. I'm going to just dance this color along the edge. A little more. Brush it out. Okay, I'm going to get the yellow out of my brush, rinse it out real well. We're going to add some more water again to the top, coming in from the top corners of the paper. Just wetting it some in case it's dried out while we were working. And we're going to add some blue or teal, preferably. If not, you can mix some blue and green together if you don't have teal, or just use blue. It's up to you. So I get a little blue out, and I'm coming in from the corners, adding some blue to the sky. A little more blue or teal. Come in from this corner. Just adding it to the top of our skyline. Okay, and we're going to get a little more blue and dance it along the bottom as well. Be sure not to remove all the pink, but layer over some of the pink and the yellow. A little more water. Then out my blue or my teal. Let's go over to this side, do the same thing. This nice, peaceful, longer lines. Okay, we're going to give that a moment and go back up to our sky line. I'm going to rinse my brush out real well. Let's see. I think we'll start with some blue. Already have the blue out. Let's add a little more color to our brush this time, making the color a little brighter. And we're going to put in a horizon line of clouds. So roll your brush and your paint, get a nice good point, and we're going to just make irregular shaped clouds. Making clouds in watercolor is quite fun, I believe. Colors soften, which is what you want with clouds. So we'll let that soften and expand, and we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. Just dancing along the tip of the brush. Adding some of the teal. Now I'm going to wipe that off my brush, rinse it out real well, and I'm going to soften the clouds, especially close to the horizon line, with some yellow. Warm them up a bit. So I get some yellow on my brush. Come over here and add a little bit of yellow over top of our blue, into our cloud line. Get a little more yellow, do the other side, same thing. Okay. Rinse my brush out real well and get some pink. Get some pink out. Do some more clouds on the top. Let's see here. We'll start right here. Same thing, just dancing along. I'm applying very light pressure with my brush. again, we want to warm it up some, closest to the sun. And maybe add a little bit more teal to the top of the cloud, adding a little drama into the bottom as well. A little more pink, and add that to the bottom cloud, to the top. Turns to a nice pretty purple color. Wiping off my brush and going to the other side. I'll get more blue or teal. Make some different shaped clouds. Just want them to be irregular. And we're going to get a little yellow, warm them up on the bottom. Wipe that off. Rinse my brush. Let me get some more teal out. I'm going to go up here on our cloud. It's kind of faded into the background, so I'm going to liven it up a little bit. Okay. Rinse my brush out. Maybe a little bit more pink. A little dark purple on top of the cloud, farthest away from the sun. And we'll let that rest. I'm gonna wipe my brush out. And now we're gonna go to the bottom and work on our sea again. So I'm going to get some more pink paint out and get some in my brush. Maybe add a little water, loosen it up some. I'm going to go over our pink areas, not covering them all, but some of them, making them darker, so we'll have a couple shades of pink going on. And to the other side. Get some more water and paint. Just draw some wavy lines. Okay, going to wipe that out of our brush and rinse out real well and get into the teal. Do the same thing. My horizon, my skyline is not dry yet, so I'm going to avoid trying to touch it right away. I'm going to add some blue in. I'm going to pull some blue into the sides. And on some of the waves. And then let's do the other side. Again, trying to get close to my horizon without really touching it. Bringing some blue into the sides. And finally, some yellow to go down the middle to brighten up our sunshine. Or sun setting on the water. I'm just dancing it along, not covering up all the yellow that I did before. I want variations in the yellow. Like taking the yellow out farther as I get farther away from the horizon. Let's see. Rinse. And a little more yellow. Now I believe I'm happy where it is. Now is the hard part. We have to wait for it to completely dry before we can remove the tape. If you remove the tape while the paper is wet, the paper tends to tear. So wait about 5 or 10 minutes, make sure the paper's dry, and then remove your masking tape and enjoy your new watercolor painting of a sunset over the sea. Thank you for joining me today. And have a good one, but goodbye.